I'm just traveling, traveling, traveling. I'm just traveling through.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Transline Hollywood with
Suzanne.
and Camille. And here we are in good old Hollywood.
Hollywood.
So we're just going to continue with our conversation. So we were at you being a football star in the Deep South, and knowing that there was something different about you, and that if you let anyone know, you could potentially be killed. Well, that's not funny.
No, it's not funny, but when you say it, I mean, I look around me now in Southern California, and I have so many girlfriends that are trans, and a lot of them are deep stealth. Their employers don't know that they're women, not women. So yeah, I know several.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and even years ago, a friend of mine, Leslie Townsend, she was...
Probably shouldn't mention names.
Leslie, well, she's okay. She's okay with it because she's had surgery. She's out. Been living as a woman for 15 or 20 years. She wanted to do a comedy special for HBO. So she got a bunch of us together. It was about 10 of us, and 9 of them I'd never seen before. And I'd been to all the clubs in Southern California. I knew everybody, but I did not know these girls. And they were like deep stealth. They were living female, and nobody knew they were not female. And they were fascinating. But we did a pilot for HBO.
I didn't know this.
Called Trans Sister Tales. And all these girls had their tales to tell. And I told my tale about how my ultra right-wing conservative brother-in-law, who was so Republican and so right-wing and so conservative, it was absolutely revolting. And my sport was torturing him. And I did.
But you two were so close, though. You were also very good friends, which I...
Well, in the end. But he had to, when he got cancer, and I volunteered to go back and take care of him and be his caretaker, and all the ladies in the family, his 4 daughters and my sister, they were so happy to have me to chauffeur him around and take him everywhere, and of course torture him. And I did torture him, and it was more fun.
But did you do that as Suzanne, or did you do that as a man?
As Herm?
Yeah.
No, as him? No, I did it once as Suzanne. And we posed for a picture on his front lawn with his 3 daughters and myself. And he took his left hand and put it on my breast. He was a pig. He was also drunk. He drank a lot of scotch. You know, he was Big Daddy. If you ever saw Cat on a Hot Tin Roof with Burl Ives or that played Big Daddy, well, this guy was Big Daddy. And he put his hand on my breast. He went poop. And one of my nieces went, "Dad, get off of her!" And it was great. So my nieces love me. My sister, she tolerates the knowledge of me, but she can't fathom the thought of her brother wearing high heels and a dress and being a girl.
Well, you said that because you were in the newspapers. I mean, you were like the real sort of football star. And then what happened? You got drafted to the NFL.
I did, but I decided that I needed to go into the service instead, so I went into the Army. It was back the latter part of the... Whoops, 4 minutes.
I think we're just going to ignore
4
that.
minutes, but we're going to keep going. Yeah, I went into the Army. It was towards the end of the Vietnam War. Give you an idea how old I am. And
how young you are, darling. How young
yes,
you are.
how young I am. And I actually got caught in the Army dressing up.
Did you?
Yeah,
like Klinger? That's like MASH.
I got caught, yeah, Klinger on MASH. Except I wasn't. I was so terrified. I was struck dumb.
What? So you were on your own, or were you with someone? How did it work?
What do you mean?
When you got caught, like were you just dressed up?
No, totally alone. totally alone.
Well, in
No, but I lived off post
okay.
with two other lieutenants, and
And who caught you? They caught you.
I fell asleep on the couch one night after I'd been out drinking. I came home and I dressed up secretly. They were asleep, and I was just going to enjoy being dressed up for a while. I fell asleep, and they woke up and walked in for breakfast and saw this freak on the couch, and they freaked out.
Wow. What did they say? What did you say?
Oh, I told them I'd been to a party. It got a little crazy. And they always looked at me with like a little sly glance from that point on. But we got along fine. Matter of fact, one of my roommates turned out to be an editor in the movie business.
Oh, really?
Out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I ran into him at the old Palomino Club, which was a country and western bar in Burbank.
Were you dressed up?
No, I wasn't dressed up, but I ran into him.
In your life, are you 50% dress up as a woman, 50%? What's the...
I would say at this point in my life, because I'm basically retired, you never retire in the film business. If somebody offers you a job, you always take it. But because I have a lot of spare time, I do what I used to never do, which is, dress up during the day and go out and spend the day and half the night, in doing female stuff, or enjoying life as a female, living the female life. And I could never do that before because I was always on sets, I was always working, and it's, to dress up and go to work is like just too hard.
Do you think that's because it's also retirement, or do you think because now it's a bit freer and more accepting that you can do that?
I think it's both. Yeah, it's a lot freer and accepting in Southern California, especially.
So all come to Southern California. I think that's the bit of wisdom that Suzanne's,
Yes.
Leave the deep South and come forth to California.
My fabulous nieces want me to come home and live, and I said, I can't come back here. You know that.
And where's here again?
Tennessee.
I know. Well, that was just in case, because if someone watches this episode, they don't watch the last episode, they don't know where you're from. You're saying here.
Yeah. So.
Deep South, Tennessee. You got to take me there. I've only been there sort of once, but years ago. You got to take me there.
Well, I will take you and Eric.
Okay, but I think we got to.
Eric.
Not yet. That's another conversation.
That's another episode.
We've got to wrap it up because we're running out of time and we don't want to bore you to death, and we want you to come back for next time. Please come back, and if you have any questions, just ask Suzanne, and I will ask them for you, and she will tell you. So thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers. Bye.
I'm just traveling. I'm just traveling through. Ooh.